Maybe that's how she got the lisp, Dana.
Oh, wow.
I can't put that in.
Just ask to be sued. Call her up. Say this to her. Welcome aboard. You've just stepped into Damn It, Jim, the podcast. My name is Dana Smith, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host for nearly 4 years now.
Oh, it's hard to believe, Dana.
Dan Calzaretta. We've been slugging along through season 1 of Starfleet Academy, and today we're fortunately discussing episode 10, the final episode of the first season. Hey, Dan, how's it going today?
Dana, it's really early. I mean, for us to record, right?
Yeah.
But we were both up early to watch this episode so we can get it recorded on Thursday and I can get it edited and out today. Holy cow, Dana. I needed, some Irish cream in my coffee this morning. I really thought about it.
Just Irish cream, not Irish whiskey?
Bailey's, that's got the whiskey in it, right? Doesn't it?
It's a liqueur.
God, I love that stuff. Bailey's Irish cream.
That's good stuff.
It's good stuff, yeah. We've talked about this before, but it's called an Irish car bomb, which people in Ireland would probably not appreciate. But taking a shot of that and dropping it in a pint of Guinness, oh my God, that is good. That is good stuff, Dana.
Yeah. It's hard to believe that can be so tasty. First time I did one wasn't that long ago, really. I was surprised by how good it was.
Yes, so good. So good. I got some Guinness upstairs. I don't have any Baileys. Do you mind if I just pause this and run out to the liquor store and get some Baileys, and then I could drink during the show?
I think you're going to need more than just that. So I would grab, a couple bottles of vodka or something. But yeah.
Episode 10, Dana. Holy cow.
Yeah.
We made it to the end. We made it to the end, Dana.
Yeah, kicking and screaming the whole way. Yeah. So,
That's true.
Hey, before we get to the listener comments, Dan, I wanted to mention I was reading online that they've made the pitch to Paramount and Skydance about Star Trek Year One for a new series which would deal with Captain Kirk taking over the Enterprise.
Now, is it Woody?
Yeah.
I mean, he was starting to grow on me a little bit more near the end of that, last season.
So does Mold. I'll be curious to see what happens with that.
Well, have we heard yet when season 4 of Strange New Worlds, have we heard when it's coming out? We know this year, but
I saw something that said like August, September.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get into our listener comments.
Well, before we do that, Dana, I got to tell you, I did receive a letter via certified mail yesterday from a law firm in Los Angeles that represents Holly Hunter, and I think I need to read part of this on the podcast. Here's what it says. To the hosts and executive producers, Damage in the podcast, inappropriate commentary regarding Holly Hunter. This letter serves as a formal demand that you and any affiliated contributors immediately stop all commentary, mimicry, and discussion pertaining to actor Holly Hunter's lisp and speech patterns on the series Starfleet Academy. It goes on with a bunch of legal stuff, blah, blah, blah. Therefore, we demand you immediately, 1, stop all discussion of Ms. Hunter's diction, lisp, or vocal delivery. 2, remove or edit existing audio segments that highlight or mock this specific trait. If you fail to comply with these demands and persist in this line of commentary, I will be forced to explore further action. I expect your full and immediate compliance with these terms. Sincerely, blah, 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 blah. So, Dana, I don't know about you, but I've never received a sheesh and shish letter before. And maybe we need to take this seriously. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. Did I mention that on the LLC, I'm the only one listed?
Wait, I'm not on the LLC, Dana? I don't have any protection in this matter? Are you telling me I'm screwed? Is that what's happening here? I don't know why they sent it to me, Dana. I'm not really sure why it came to my address.
Well, I've got to go, Dan. So I'll talk to you soon.
I got to go to the bank and protect all my assets. And all right, I'll deal with it, Dana. I'll reply to them.
Please do. I mean, you've got a good legal mind, so I'm sure you can go toe to toe with any lawyer that's out there.
Well, we just started up, first year at Dammit Jim University, the law school. It's in its first year. So what I thought I'd do is I just hand it over to them and kind of let them, respond to this and see what they think.
That's sounds like a great idea to me. So
All right. Yeah, well, let's go to those listener comments, shall we? Look, it was the mumps. See, I want to reiterate for this law firm, it was the mumps. We're not making fun of any neurological issues that she might have.
And we've said we're happy she didn't have a stroke.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
because her stroke is worse than mumps.
We're pulling for her.
All right. Well, I'm ready to move on if you are, Dana.
Yeah, Dan. I think I started off last week with comments. So what do you have this week for comments?
Yeah, we heard from several people on YouTube. First, we heard from Jeff Kirschner. I think he might be a new listener. Anyway, he said, this cliffhanger was pretty good. I'm sure they will get the ship back because those sets are expensive. I enjoy your show, guys. Thanks, Jeff. And then next we heard from Annoying Critic. They said, why didn't Caleb just tell his mother that Aki and the Federation apologizes and to come on board? I mean, that would be the logical thing, Dana, and this show has been anything but.
Yeah, I can say that again.
And then finally from YouTube, NJ Esperantist sent us a message. He said, Dan, rumor has it that Season 2 of Academy will introduce a mime character. No word yet on whom they are casting for the part. Can you imagine, Dana?
He's got your number.
Oh, it totally does. A mime on the bridge of the Enterprise. What are you trying to say? What do you mean about the wind? Pulling a rope. What?
You feel boxed in. Yeah.
They just don't have a huge repertoire. Now I'm talking like Daffy Duck or whatever.
Barbara Wawa.
They don't have a huge repertoire, right? Mimes. Okay, we got the wind.
Yeah, the rope.
Yeah.
The box.
The box. But they don't have a lot else, right?
Yeah, I think that's the whole shtick.
All right, Dana. And then via email, we heard from Piper Ann McDaniel. She said, I found the professor's podcast that you were talking about in 300th Night, and it's snore level boring. And I will drink along with you next episode because it's that bad. Wow. A couple of listeners, I think, went out and found that podcast, Dana.
And just to, we're just playing the Star Trek Starfleet Academy drinking game. We're not encouraging people to drink.
No, but we are giving our medical advice and saying you do need to drink during the show. It's that bad. I'm pretty sure that's what we're doing.
Yeah, that's true. Forgot. But
several people went out, found that professor's podcast, which we won't mention the name, Star Trek Academy, and they have said it's really bad, Dana. And then, Dana, we had several voicemails this week. Let's just play one so we can get into the episode. But our good friend Roxy Ray said this.
I'm usually an empathetic person, but I'm at the point, I don't care if they all die. I probably would jump up and down and applaud and go, woohoo, and celebrate.
Dana, from what I can tell through all our interactions with Roxy, she's probably one of the nicest people on the planet, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And if she is hoping all the characters die, Dana, this means there is something seriously wrong with this series.
Thanks for joining us, Roxy, in our desire for the demise of the cast. Yeah.
Not the real people. We want to make that clear. Not the real, maybe the real writers, but not the real people in the show. Anyway, Dana, that's all I have for this week. What about you?
Okay, Dan, we did get some comments on Facebook. A couple long-time listeners. Joey Corson said this episode was middle of the road, which makes it a standout for this show. And excited to see what you guys have planned for next. But have you guys ever watched Enterprise?
What we could do is we could listen to the Professor's podcast for the entire, run of Enterprise.
Wow. I don't think I have the stamina or the courage or anything for doing that. Yeah.
I mean, not that I want to kind of stoke the flames of this beef to mix two different metaphors there, but maybe what we should do is listen to their podcast of the Enterprise episodes and review their podcast reviewing Enterprise.
That sounds more interesting, but I still don't know if I could make it through one of their podcasts. So.
We would definitely get another cease and desist letter, Dana.
Yeah. So our good friend Edwin Durlan said, I am worried about what happens after the next episode. Please do not leave or I will be very sad. I have applied to the Damn It Jim school but haven't heard anything.
Oh.
We'll check with the admin on that, Ed. You do have kind of a jaded past that we've noticed through Facebook. So
several names potentially,
Yeah, a lot will depend on which name you use to apply.
Yeah, that could be.
And finally, Amelia, and I think she's written to us before, she said, thanks for pointing out that this is not Star Trek. Once again, I want to thank everybody that wrote in and or called. We do appreciate the communications. If somebody wants to call, Dan, how would they reach us?
That number is 509-676-6298.
Why don't we jump into episode 10 of season 1, Rubincon.
Rubincon, Dana.
Is that what it is?
It definitely is, yeah, because I thought it was a typo, and I'm like, what? Rubincon?
Is there a character named Rubincon that I missed?
No, it's about the Reuben sandwich. Didn't you pick up on that, Dana? This show is a metaphor for a Reuben sandwich.
Oh.
You got your marbled rye.
Yeah.
You got your sauerkraut.
Yeah.
Thousand Island dressing, I think. Swiss cheese. Pastrami. Dana, I love Reuben sandwiches.
So do I.
I think it was about a Reuben sandwich. I think that's really what this is all about.
Well, it makes sense now. Okay, now that you say that. So.
Do you think mimes like Reuben sandwiches, Dana?
I don't think they like sauerkraut.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense too. Because if they're in the box that they can't get out of and they're eating a lot of sauerkraut, they're farting up a storm, Dana.
That's going to be a stinky box, yeah. So.
Maybe they're like, they're in the box and all of a sudden they hold their nose and they like start to wobble like they're going to pass out. Okay, there's another thing a mime can do.
I'd love to see them pass out.
All right. Well, anyway, yeah, it's about Reuben sandwiches, Dana. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I might have to go get one after this episode. That sounds really good. So we start off with short clips from the very first episode, where Caleb is separated from his mother. The mom cries. Little Caleb cries.
I was crying too, Dana, by the way. Because I'm like, wait, are they going to play just clips from the first 9 episodes? And I'm like, oh, no. That cannot be good.
It couldn't be any worse than what we got. But anyway. Then we come back to the present day where Caleb's mom sees Aki while she's in the sick bay and she wants to kill Aki. Aki says if she could, she'd give up her whole ship. But we have a situation.
Hold on a second, Dana. Maybe the ship is the USS Reuben that they're going to give up.
And she would have the con. So that explains Rubincon. Yeah.
Okay, Dana, you put more thought into that one sentence than the writers put into this entire freaking series. That was good. And once again, Dana, the writers are giving Holly Hunter words that she should not have in a script. You got to move away from those words that got us in trouble with the letter from her lawyer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Then Aki asks Caleb and his mama to come with her to the bridge. That seemed kind of odd that you'd ask this person that wants to kill you to the bridge.
Right, yeah.
So they managed to get holographic communication from the Admiral and Thok. This is the first time we've seen Thok in, 3 or 4 episodes.
The funny thing is, her character's name is really Sock. But once they gave the script to Holly Hunter, like, well, Thok, we just got to change that name. Because that's just not going to work.
Well, Sock used to be her first name, but they changed that to her last because her last name was originally Puppet. And so there's a lot of rewriting that went on before the series even got started. So.
And she was originally, called First Officer, but that provided so many problems also for Holly that it just had to be Spock. Dana, see, I am really a horrible person, and I try not to be, Dana. I really do. I really try not to be.
Yeah, maybe just try a little harder. Yeah, so the Admiral and Thok talk about the mines.
I just can't get now past Sock Puppet. I just can't. Every time I see her, I'm just going to picture
Lamb Chop. It was going to be Lamb Chop was going to be the first officer. And
Wow, Dana, I would have had to do the drinking at that point, and it just would have continued. Oh my God, lamb chop. For those of you who are new listeners, I do not like lamb chop. I love lamb chops, okay?
Yeah.
The ones that you eat, but the sock puppet or the thock puppet, there's no way. Doesn't this worry you a little bit that the clips we saw from this upcoming season of Strange New Worlds is going to have a puppet episode? Are you a little worried about that?
I'm terrified, but yeah.
Yeah, me too, Dana.
So Thok and the Admiral talk about the mines.
Well, the mimes are back.
The mimes are back, and they're massing.
You know how like a bunch of crows together, it's called a murder of crows, right? What do you think a bunch of mimes together would be called?
A missed opportunity to send a bus over a cliff. I don't know.
If they're all in one area, like you're right, you could kind of get rid of a bunch of them at once.
See, a murder of mimes, that works for me.
What about a massacre of mimes?
We're not promoting that.
No.
A mishap of mimes. There you
go. That'd be good. Yeah. Okay.
They say if the mines detonate, 80,000 cubic light years of space will be destroyed.
Well, that's because the mimes are on a box and they've been eating sauerkraut, Dana. That's why.
That's a lot of detonation. Yeah. They estimate that 240 inhabited planets within the blast area will be immediately affected and at least 160 billion dead.
Wow, that's a lot of mimes. I'm okay with that.
It'll be worse than the burn.
If I eat a Reuben, Dana, I will get heartburn.
Yeah, I think this burn, they're talking about Captain Kirk's burn, which is different from heartburn.
It's the burn and the drip. From what I've read when I was in middle school, they tell you these things.
I had that in high school.
Yeah, high school, I'd say back in the day it was high school. Now it is middle school.
Yeah, well, because kids are having sex in middle school, and we didn't even know what sex was in middle school. So it's
you and I were Star Trek nerds. We might not have known about it until we got that sex ed class. Like, what the fuck is going on? I mean, I knew about, a shuttle entering
the bay, yeah.
This is ridiculous.
They say the mines are controlled by a single subspace signal. Now, that's not easy to say fast.
Especially if you're Holly Hunter.
I was going to say, and Holly Hunter could not say that. It was the Admiral said that. So.
Oh, good. Well, originally it was scripted for her to say it.
And then after 6 or 7 times of, let's try it one more time, Holly.
And even Thok was fed up and said, look, give this line to the Admiral. Because I was originally called Sock, and see what happened to that?
But Aki says, Nutbreaker obviously controls this single subspace signal thing.
Yeah.
Well, then they get attacked by the venereal disease.
Oh, again, Dane, you think they would have learned,
Yeah. They put all the kids in the airlock to hide them.
I was hoping the airlock really meant, because they're first-year students, they don't really know. Let's put them in the airlock. We know what that means is you're getting ejected into space. Good luck.
I have a question, Dan.
Yes.
Why does Sam need to hide?
That's a great question. But if she didn't hide, Dana, we would have been subjected to her being on the bridge the whole time. So I'm kind of glad, even though it doesn't really make any sense.
Okay. So Caleb apologizes to Genesis. I took a drink. Jaden hugs Caleb. I took another drink. Then the Venari Raw attack. And on the bridge, we see the ship gets hit. And man, there is an explosion that looked like it took some people out.
Yeah, I was hoping.
Then all of a sudden, Nutbreaker shows up and he's jumps right into the captain's chair. He sees Caleb's mom and he's all excited. He walks around the bridge, just yak, 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 as he does.
A lot of yakking.
He says he's going to take Aki and Caleb's mom and leave everyone else on the ship. Aki says to the doctor, leap clear of all that is corporeal and make yourself greater. Is that a quote from something?
That's a good question, Dana. I didn't know. And I thought maybe we should get a hold of Dan at Jimmy University, the English department. So, Dana, they said that leap clear of all that is corporeal is a foundational instruction for the Hermetica. And this is a name that Holly Hunter never should try to say. It was ascribed to Hermes Trismegistus.
Wow. I'm glad you're saying it, not me.
Or her. Urging the seeker to transcend physical limitations, including the mumps, time, and personal boundaries to achieve divine consciousness by expanding the mind to mirror the infinite nature of God one can apprehend the divine, Dana. That's kind of what it means.
It's a good thing she shortened that down.
Shorten it way down, yeah, because there was already enough freaking talking in the show, Dana.
So Nutbreaker beams out with Aki and Caleb's mom, which is Ashina or something like that. Doctor says, Aki was telling me to run training mission Herpes 19. Oh, sorry, Hermes 19. Well, they're kind of on a roll with this, venereal disease stuff. So, so he gives Reno his mobile emitter, and she puts it into the computer, and he says, "Be careful with this. It's 1,000 years old."
Oh, that's what that was. I didn't know what it was.
So the doctor disappears. We assume he goes into the computer.
Right, because this mobile emitter almost looks like it melts and drains into the computer.
The doctor disappears. We see Reno trying to get the shields up, and then the Venari Rawl start firing on them like it's a freaking video game.
I like that part. That's good.
Oh, man, they were just bombarding the Athena, and the Athena blows up. So I was like, woohoo, show's over.
Don't need to worry about them anymore.
Yeah, now maybe we can have another show. Season 2 is just about adults at the academy, lamenting the kids are gone and they're having a good time.
Yeah, having a great time. Just drinking. Yeah. Oh, man. Those freaking kids.
Then we see it didn't blow up.
Oh, that was disappointing. How many drinks did you take then, Dana?
Well, it was a holographic decoy, so I took a big drink. So all the kids show up on the bridge. Sam asks where her dad is, and they bring him back. Pull him out of the computer, and he's like saying these weird rhymes about glue and stuff. And
glue, shoe. I think poo might have been in there.
Blue,
yeah. Both kind of the color and the action. I mean, like he blew up a balloon, Dana.
Yeah, I knew where you're going with that. So, but right now, Reno's in charge, and this is one thing I liked. I thought she was really good.
Yeah, me too.
Caleb wants to go after his mom.
Of course he does.
Terima talks sense to him in a very super sweet, sappy way. So I took another drink.
Oh, Dana, that part was just so bad.
Next, we see Nutbreaker does like a massive broadcast. It looks like a CNN news break.
And he was like beaming to all these, people who were in the venereal Rawl, and they all kind of their holograms were kind of around the place, like watching this whole thing.
And it becomes like a big trial. Then Nutbreaker tells a sad story about being missed by the Federation. They flew over them. And so his dad created a weapon. It didn't work, and it caused the Federation to attack them.
Right.
And since I didn't understand half of what he said, or to give a shit, really, I drank again. And he said he's putting the whole Federation on trial.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
So on the saucer, they're having issues. Reno gets it all squared away. Thank God she was there.
Yeah, no kidding.
She needs to go to the warp core and get it going. So she takes Caleb with her because we know he's like boy genius with mechanical stuff.
Right.
And Genesis is left in charge, which is like her dream.
Yeah, Dana, that's kind of like you're going on a trip somewhere. Your kid never has driven a car before, and you're like, here, why don't you drive? What could go wrong?
Yeah.
Do you remember when you were taught how to drive?
Yeah, some.
Did you get in an accident or something and you can't remember, or what happened?
No, there's a lot of drinking involved by my parents at the time. I mean,
They're like, oh, shit. Dana, we got to teach Dana how to drive. We better be shit-faced before we get in the car with him.
Yeah. Yeah, my dad used to bring a thermos with him. I thought it was coffee, but...
My dad taught us to drive in a cemetery. This is the honest to God truth. He said if you hit someone, they're already dead. I'm like, okay, I guess that makes sense in some way,
Wow.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, back on the saucer of the Athena, Caleb is whining.
No. Really?
Reno says, cue the violins.
Look, she's got the best lines, I think, in this entire series.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Then she gives him a pep talk, and so I took another drink. I gotta figure out what the rules are to this game because I got pretty loaded during this.
There have to be rules, Maybe our listeners can come up with some rules.
So Jaden reports that the doctor is still odd and Sam is not dealing with it well. And I'm like, who cares? But so because there was more teen angst,
yeah,
I took several drinks.
Oh, God, Dana, I'm really feeling like worried about you now.
They determine the doctor is actually trying to tell them something. He's not just babbling.
Can't they just turn him off and turn him on again? Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
he kept saying Rubincon. And I thought that was just his garbled way of speaking.
Because he had the mumps.
Then they realize he knows how to stabilize the Omega 47.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
So on the bridge, they run simulations, and it's very technical, and I could get into the math and stuff here.
Don't, please. Please don't. I mean, we've gotten into too much of this episode as it is, Dana, more than it probably deserves.
They still can't make the mines inert, and then they figure out how to do it at the very last second. Then they can broadcast it over Nutbreaker's broadcast, which would nullify all the mines. And I'm all for nullifying the mimes.
I was hoping he would blow them up. I mean, it would really kill two mimes with one stone, right? It would kill the mimes, and it would put an end to the series.
Yeah. So Raimi figures out a way to get close enough to intercept the broadcast.
And this is Fish Boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then Caleb asks Rima if she trusts him.
Dana, I can only imagine the drinking that was happening here.
And so I drank.
Rubbing alcohol at this point, Dana? Is that what you went into the medicine cabinet? Just pull it. Hey, it said alcohol. I'm going for it.
So back at this trial, whatever you want to call it, Aki talks about the pilot that Nutbreaker killed. Nutbreaker says he killed the pilot, and then he says, but it was self-defense. And he seems sad.
Yeah, I was sad. I was watching this at this point.
So Anisha says Aki is guilty, and then so Nutbreaker is all excited because, they claimed her guilty. Then a guy walks up to him and says a shuttle is approaching, and it says it's Caleb Muir.
Oh, right. He wanted asylum or something.
Yeah, and so now Anisha looks like she'll cry. And I'm out of booze.
Oh, Dana. Yeah, I feel sorry for you.
Caleb has something to say. So Caleb goes to his mom and says she really needs to listen to him. So then he gives a long speech.
Oh, long. Dana, the speeches in this show were really long. All of them were very long.
And he recaps everything that's happened. Aki points out that Nutbreaker is just an angry child whose entire world is based on a lie. So he pulls the detonator out. He screams, "This is how it will end." And then he's still screaming, ranting.
Press the goddamn button, man, to end this nonsense,
And he presses the button and nothing happens.
Oh, God, Dana.
Damn it.
Yeah, damn it. Damn it, Jim is right.
I was really hoping it would destroy everything. So then all these Federation ships warp in. I didn't even know there was that many ships available to them in the Federation, so...
Well, some of them were just not battleships and that kind of thing. They were probably, I don't know.
Yeah, cargo ships and, stripper buses.
Is that a thing? A stripper bus? Because if it's not, Dana, we have now got $1 million idea.
No, these buses go around, pick you up to take you to the strip bars, and they've got a stripper pole in there.
Oh God, I wish that was an idea that you made up, Dana. Okay. Dana, I must lead a sheltered life. I mean, I know what a stripper is, obviously, but I have never heard of a stripper bus, Dana. Who's driving this bus, Dana? Is it a stripper? I mean...
I don't know. I think it's somebody that's responsible.
We're not... Look, if you're a stripper, we're not saying you're not responsible. But that's not what we're saying. Look, it is an art form protected by the Constitution of the United States of America. But a stripper bus, wow, that is a crazy concept.
I was in one once.
Were you stripping, Dana?
No, there was no stripper.
And you got ripped off. Okay, so the stripper bus warps in, and then what happens?
Federation troops jump into Nutbreaker's area. The Admiral says he's under arrest. Anisha slaps him, and he mocks her and says, "You call that a slap?" And then Aki walks up and punches him.
Yeah, that actually was pretty good. I enjoyed that part. Punched him right in the nutsack.
And then we see all these Federation ships flying away. Back on the ship.
Oh, wait, it's not done, Dana?
Oh, we're so close, Dan.
Oh, okay.
Back on the ship, Caleb is in his Letterman's jacket. Anisha is there, and she waves at Aki, kind of little like, I don't really want to say I like you, but, there I'm waving at you.
But I'm not going to kill you anymore.
Yeah. So Caleb goes to see his mom. Mom doesn't seem that angry. They say they're going to go explore Earth. She says she's so proud, and she knows that this is his home. That's a pretty big 180 she did there.
It's a huge 180, Dana. I don't see that happening.
That's almost a 360 twice. That's like a 720. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
And Caleb talks glowingly about Starfleet Academy and learning how to trust people. And Dan, that's how season 1 ends. But before you say anything, they do a special end credits where we see the pictures of all the actors as kids. And so you see Holly Hunter.
She had mumps in that picture too. Did you notice that?
Was her neck swollen? Her jowls swollen?
Totally swollen, yeah.
Yeah, you see, and even the doctor's picture as
Yeah.
a young man, and Stephen Colbert's picture. But Dan, that is how this episode ends.
So, Dana, did you have any pros about this episode?
Yeah, surprisingly enough, I had a few. There was some good action, good special effects. The story brings the season to a close. You can't get more pro than that. And then finally, Jet Reno in command of the ship. I really liked it. I thought she was great. How about you, Dan? Do you have any pros for this episode?
Yeah, some similar ones, Dana. Tig Notaro, playing Jet Reno, gets the prime role in this episode. I really like that. Dana, there were some real Star Trek elements in this episode. There were the battles, the mission to save people. Too bad more episodes in the season couldn't have that. And then showing the actors as children, as you've already mentioned, at the end of the episode in the credits, I thought that was really cool, Dana. How about some cons for you?
I was drinking while I was doing this, otherwise it'd be a lot longer. But, Nutbreaker just babbles on and on and on so much. It's like, don't they have anything else? Anybody else can talk? And speaking of which, they do have other people that can talk, because there's a lot of talking in this episode and so many emotional moments. Then everything gets wrapped up so nice and tidy, and somehow, even though the Athena took a hell of a beating, it looks like a brand new ship at the end. And then Caleb and Tarima's special moments. Just too much for one episode. How about you, Dan? Do you have any cons?
I do, Dana. A lot of talking. So much talking. Way too much talking, Dana. If this show was written for mimes, there wouldn't be as much talking. That could have been better. So way too much talking, like you've already said. And I was hoping, Dana, that this episode would be bad, like really bad, like pathetically and outstandingly bad. I don't think it was. So what's the con here? It is because if a season 2 ultimately comes out, I think we're going to need to continue watching it, Dana. That's a big con, Dana. That's it for me. What about something you hope for?
I'm starting to hope we can get together with those professors and do a podcast with them. Maybe they've got some good booze.
Maybe we can get them to sue us, and we can apply to Judge Judy to have Judge Judy take the case. That would be great.
Oh, wow. That would be fun.
We'd win, Dana. Come on. These guys would be like, oh, we're professors, we know what we're talking about because we've got a degree that tells us that we're really, really smart.
We talked for 6 minutes just about whether or not they're on spring break. I mean, this is things people want to know.
God, I hope someone sends them a link to our podcast. I really, really do.
So you asked me what I hope for?
I did, yeah.
I hope my liver's still intact. Stop the over-emotional storylines. Stop the teenage angst. A little more adult stuff with Jet Reno, Thok, the Doctor, even Aki. Have people be adults and dealing with real Star Trek problems. Okay, Dan, what do you hope for?
A couple of things, Dana. As I said, I really hope one of our fans sends a link to our podcast, this one and last week's, to the professors. Number 2, I hope that they can somehow do a CGI'd Mr. Spock into next season, because I would pay $5 to hear Ake say Mr. Spock. And third, Dana.
Spock, meet Thok.
Oh, God, Dana, we're both horrible. We're both horrible human beings. And third, I hope we don't get sued by anybody, Dana. That's what I really hope for. All right, Dana, what are you worried about?
I'm guessing Nutbreaker will get out of jail and grab Anisha, so Caleb has to fight his emotions, and somehow this will all be Aki's fault. We won't get anything resembling Star Trek. Instead, we'll get more coming-of-age stories and sappy romantic stuff that has nothing to do with Star Trek. What do you worry about, Dan?
Well, Dana, I worry that what you just said is going to happen, because last week we called it. Nutbreaker wasn't going to die. He was going to go back to jail, right?
Yeah.
I'm worried that he's going to show up in the way that you just said he was. The second thing I worry about, Dana, is that season 2 airs. Look, I've got nothing against the actors. Holly Hunter's wonderful. I mean, a wonderful actress. Paul Giamatti's really good. And really, the actors in the ensemble cast, they're not bad, Dana, but it's the writing. It's just horrible. And I'm worried that we're going to have to, review another season of Starfleet Academy, and it hasn't gotten any better. That is what I worry about, Dana.
Right there with you, brother.
Yeah. Okay, what about final thoughts for you?
Dan, for all the negative things I've said about this episode, I don't hate it.
Yeah.
It could have been much worse. For all the complaining I do about how much he talks, Nutbreaker is a good nemesis. His constant ranting and raving is part of his character. It makes him somewhat interesting. I still hope they have other foes to deal with in season 2 that will resemble something less personal to everyone. Just a bad guy or two who needs to be put in his or her place. I've seen some potential in this series. Man, they've got a long ways to go. What about you, Dan? What are your final thoughts?
Dana, Nutbreaker says before putting Nala on trial that this revolution will be televised. So this is a reference to the 1970 song by Gil Scott-Heron called "The Revolution Will Not Be Televised." In that song, Scott-Heron uses a catchphrase shared in black militant circles in the late 1960s and other resistance movements of that decade. And while the song has been co-opted over the years, including being used by Nike in an ad in 1994, the meaning of the song remains strong. What Scott-Heron was saying, I think, is that you have to be active when things are going on around you. If you want to make changes, you just can't sit on your couch eating potato chips and watching television. So what does this have to do with Starfleet Academy? Well, not much, actually, except that the writers reference this song, but mostly in an inaccurate way. With all the strife and turmoil in the world today, it is okay to take care of yourself and to take care of your family. It's okay to pull inwards when you need to, but it's also imperative that we all work together against tyranny, that we help protect the vulnerable, and that we work toward building a better world. And the only way to do that is to be aware, to be active, and to be on the side of good. So it doesn't have a lot to do, Dana, with this episode or this series, but I think it's a bigger message that we all need to be aware of.
Excellent point, Dan.
So, Dana, what are we doing next?
We're going to put out a couple of questions to people, see what they want us to do. We'll maybe do a poll of some kind that we can put out there on Facebook. So if you have interest in what comes next, look for that. We won't be on next week, but if all goes well, we'll be on in 2 weeks with something new.
Yeah, well, Dana has to go and take care of his liver, I think is the most important thing. That's number one.
Yeah.
And the liquor stores in his area need a chance to get restocked. So, well, Dana, as always, this has been fun. It's been a hard series maybe for us to stomach, but it's been fun to talk about these episodes.
Yeah, it sure has, Dan. And I always appreciate sitting down with you and talking about Star Trek. Thank you once again for getting together with me and doing this podcast.
Yeah, you're welcome, Dana. It's been a blast, and we'll see everyone in 2 weeks.
All right. Until we meet again, live long and prosper.
You will not be able to stay home, brother. You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and cop out. You will not be able to lose yourself on Skag and skip out for beer during commercials because the revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by Xerox in 4 parts without commercial interruptions. The revolution will not show you pictures of Nixon blowing a bugle and leading a charge by John Mitchell, General Abrams, and Spyro Agnew to eat hog maws confiscated from the Harlem sanctuary. The revolution will not be televised.